Hey, look who's back for the first time in a week and a half. It's Weather for Weather Geeks here on Monday, the 17th day of October, 2016. What a day we had today. 79 today after we did 78 yesterday. Average high is about 60 at this time of the year. Showed this on the 6 o'clock news. It was 1 year ago today. We had snowflakes and graupel and soft hail across the region with temperatures in the lower 40s. It was a raw day on this date 1 year ago, but today it was warm enough to enjoy the colors at Mill Creek Park in your shorts. Thanks to Annette from Austintown, who always sends us great weather pictures from Mill Creek Park and Fellows Riverside Gardens and all sorts of great scenes throughout the valley. Annette manages to capture all of them and send them in to us. She is one of our best local photographers, no doubt. All right, looking at the month as a whole, we're running about 4.5 degrees above average. We've only had 3 below average days for the month, the 9th, 10th, and last Friday, the 14th. We're going to have another orange box on this tomorrow with temperatures probably sneaking into the lower 80s. 2-degree guarantee today. Our forecast was 77. Again, overachieved a little bit, got to 79 this afternoon, but we were still within 2, so we get a check mark. We've only missed 3 days so far this month. I mentioned the fall colors starting to pop pretty nicely across the valley. Now we're running a little behind schedule, but not far. Still expecting our general peak to be this weekend into early next week. We're kind of in the moderate range here as far as the official foliage report from the site I get these reports from. High colors in the higher elevations of west central PA, up over the Laurel Highlands into the Alleghenies, up into the Finger Lakes and southern tier of New York, and then up into the Adirondacks, the Green and White Mountains in New England. Colors are at peak, or even a little past peak now, up in the highest elevations of upstate New York. But again, kind of moderate color around here, depending on the tree type, of course. Some trees losing a lot of their leaves right now. Some are still bright and green. Just depends on the tree type. But again, things generally peak here right on schedule, about the third week of October. That's pretty typical for us. Not only is it warm, it's humid for October. Look at the moisture in the atmosphere east of the Rockies. We have dew points in the upper 60s as far north as Green Bay, Wisconsin this evening. Up in the frozen tundra, not so frozen this evening. A lot of muggy air. This is a very unusual pattern for this time of the year. It's not unheard of or anything. It happens, but it is unusual. And this high moisture content is one of the reasons why it'll be such a warm night tonight. Temperatures can't cool off when there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. So we'll be in the mid-60s tonight. It's going to be a real midsummer-like night tonight. Shorts weather from the start on your Tuesday. Very little, if any, weather to really talk about of any consequence to our west. This is our next system that's going to track our way eventually. That's tomorrow night and heading into Wednesday, but it's still a ways off. Ahead of that, I think we'll have a gusty breeze tomorrow, even a little windier than today was. Our model here showing some gusts between 20 and 25. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a 30-mile-per-hour gust before tomorrow is through, and this will be a stiff southwesterly breeze. You know, at this time of the year, the sun is so weak as we get into that third week of October that to get it this warm, it almost has to be windy. The sun just can't warm us up on its own to the upper 70s and lower 80s. You need to have this air being transported from somewhere, and with a southwest wind, 20 to 30 miles per hour, that'll do it. So, you know, that's kind of a rule of thumb in April, in March as well. If it's pretty warm, chances are it's pretty windy as well, because the sun is just not that strong. It can't warm us up without a little bit of help. So a breezy to at times windy day tomorrow. Now, it's not going to be bright and sunny all day tomorrow. I think the clouds will thicken up in the afternoon. Any raindrops should hold off until after sunset, though. See here about 8, 9 o'clock, this front sliding in. Could be a couple of showers with that. Those will be out of the way long gone by Wednesday morning. I think Wednesday's a pretty nice day. Not exactly sunny. I think there'll be clouds and sunny breaks. It's not going to be quite as warm Wednesday, but still way above average. We'll get into the mid-70s on Wednesday. Then, this next wave of moisture, it's another warm front tracking our way with a wave of low pressure attached to it. Could bring some showers in as early as Wednesday evening. It's most likely, though, overnight Wednesday night and into Thursday morning, and actually Thursday afternoon. Pretty good chance of seeing more rounds of rain as this entire system slides east. Now, the air behind this front, this is the true cooler air. It's coming in for Thursday night, Friday, and the weekend. As far as rainfall amounts on our modeling here, generally a quarter to half an inch average. You can see the European and the RPM have a little bit higher amounts, but as an average, if you look at all the modeling, quarter to half an inch through the day, Thursday, not counting what might fall Thursday night. All right, the pattern is going to change, though. Right now we have aloft this southwesterly wind, bringing in all the warm air from the southwestern and southern tier of the U.S. Watch what happens as we head into the weekend, especially Saturday. Much different pattern here. You've got a vortex over southeastern Canada. You've got a northwest flow aloft. This is going to drive cooler air down out of Canada. And, hey, it's going to feel like fall. Imagine that. It's going to be a pretty damp and chilly and raw Saturday, I think. We're going to struggle to get into the lower 50s on Saturday. Almost 30 degrees cooler than tomorrow. And actually, this northwest flow regime will hang around into early next week. Temperatures will moderate some, but this is not a warm-looking pattern to me for early next week with this northwest flow aloft. It'll be kind of an average late October pattern, but not the kind of pattern that we are in right now. And this, you see evidence of this on the European model 16-day temperature outlook. The bottom falls out on Friday, and then we kind of hang out probably for a lot of days in the 50s. And again, that's about par for the course, third week of October. Our average high today is 60, but at this time next week, our average high, climatologically speaking, is in the mid-50s. So this is a pretty typical late October pattern we should get in later on next week. Real quick, we're a couple of weeks away from November. I like to check in around mid-month with the latest climate modeling to see what next month might bring. Latest climate modeling points to another warm month in November. You see all this orange across North America. Now, I'm going to go out on a little bit of a ledge here and say this is probably overdone, and I'm seeing signs that November is probably going to be closer to average than most months of 2016. We've only had one cooler than average month. That was back in April. I think November is going to be cooler than this map shows. Not to say every day will be cold or anything, but it'll be closer to average, I think, than this month and last month and most of the months this year. All right, winter forecast. We're about 2 weeks away. We don't have a firm date on this yet, but I'm going to do it online. I'm going to do it on TV, do a video version. We'll do a text version. Super detailed stuff here with the winter forecast. We'll do it just like we did last year. It'll be in about 2 weeks, right around Halloween, maybe the first day or two of November. Not sure exactly yet, but the winter forecast will cover most in depth the months of December, January, and February. But of course, we'll talk some about November. We'll talk some about late winter into early spring. When we put out a snow forecast, it's first flake to last flake, and as you know, that could be October to April. The temperature forecast we officially do with the winter forecast is December, January, February, but the snow forecast is first flake to last flake. So we're going to have a super detailed look at the winter 2016-2017 coming up in a couple of weeks. Thanks for checking in with Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11. Go Indians! I'll see you back here tomorrow.